Hi, you guys. Okay, Power Book 2, Ghost, The Greater Good. Okay, the episode begins with Tyreek. He walks up to Tate, who is celebrating his brother Kamal has been promoted to detective investigator. So Tyreek just pops up and Tate is like, nigga, this ain't the Breakfast Club. I can't talk here. Tyreek says, look, I need your connections to get my little sister from Child Protective Services. Tate said, okay, cool. You need to link up with that Weston and get me all the dirt that you get on Sweeney. Okay, Tyreek put his road runners on and now he meets up with Monet and Cain. Monet tells Tyreek that Cain found them a new connection and their family again, and they need to squash whatever beef they had. We know that Tyreek is somewhat okay with Cain because they had to conspire to cover up Jabari's murder. But to make things seem like a little off, I guess, Tyreek said, you trust him now? And Monet said, look, you need it. That's what's best. It's what's best for all of us. It's the greater good. After Monet left, Cain asked Tyreek if he had framed Carrie yet. He tells Tyreek, like, look, if this come back on me, it's going to come down to you. And see, this is what gets me about the writing in this. Like, y'all not going to sit up here and tell me and try to convince me that Cain was smart enough to break into Brayton's highly secured parents' estate and replace the yayo with sugar. It seems off. Even though Mecca had told him what to do, still Cain is a fuck up. It's just making it real hard to believe. Cain outsmarted Brayton and Tyreek. Tate made good on his promise and he connected Tyreek with the social worker. Tyreek tells the social worker that Yaz belongs with him, and the social worker told him not in a dorm. You're going to need an apartment, a stable job, proof of income, and a clean criminal record. It would be nice to see Tyreek raising his sister. It does seem realistic. Sometimes, young people do have to raise their siblings. It can be done, so it's not too far off. But Tyreek is going to definitely need a car. Okay, we're going to jump right on into ethics class today. Carrie wanted to explore the theories of the utilitarianism. Tate said, excuse me, I'd like to take this one. Is there an objective greater good? See, Rashad Tate has always been for the people, whether it be better education or eliminating student debt. Carrie interrupted like, Negro, please. This act is purely in service of your voting base and negates the subject at hand. One student said, actually, what keeps the many happy is objectively the greatest act. Brashonda said, what about slavery? It was promoted as being in the interest of many. Like, bitch, who was the many? Well, I guess the niggas wasn't included in that. Another student said, utility is in its outcome is forever changing. You have to leave room for more evolution. And Lauren said, that sounds kind of a justification for slavery. Carrie asks Lauren, so Lauren, you don't believe it's a basic moral code that we adhere to that informs the overall greater good? So what if Brashonda would one day become a serial killer? Would that justify murdering her right now? Another student said, no, that's wrong. Doing so would strip the mantle of being the greater good. Carrie asks the class, so there are some truths you can measure objectively of an action of the service of the greater good. Tariq answered the question and he said, when you leave room for virtue, you risk missing the objective greater act. Sometimes if you don't eliminate the concept of morality, you risk everyone taking a loss. And how is that in the interest of the greater good? What I think Tyreek was trying to explain is, let's take Bashonda, her being a serial killer in the future. So say, for instance, the prophet, it's been prophesied Bashonda will be a serial killer. Some may say, oh, we need to stop her right now. We just need to cut it off at the root, killer. But that leaves room for questioning as well. Why would she be a killer? What would make her a serial killer? Would it be that she's just a crazy maniac and got this obsession over whatever and killed multiple people heinously? Or what if we can look at it in the different lenses? What if she save the world one day. And by saving the world, multiple people was killed. By her saving the world, by her killing those people and saving the world, ultimately it was for the greater good. That's how I took it. Y'all tell me how y'all took it. After class, Tariq is pressing Tate about his sister's situation. Tate says to Tariq, I'm glad that your sister means something to you. I mean, being as though you gave me your word that you'll help out with finding some dirt on Sweetney. Tariq said, look, okay, I got you. Get me my sister and I'll get you whatever you want. Leaving out Tate's office, Tariq runs into Lauren. She apologized for getting in her feelings on the rooftop the other night. And again, Tariq's phone is ringing off the hook. And Lauren is like, yeah, go ahead and answer that, do you? Well, Tariq had to pick this call up because it's Bash. Remember, Tariq needed proof of employment and income for this custody case. So Bash said, sure, I'll set you up with an LLC and run you a paycheck. All you need is a president for the corporation and $30K. Cain meets up with Mecca to let him know that everything is kosher with the plan. Mecca is having a party for his homie Neff's birthday. They had a very interesting piñata at the party, a pig stuffed with drugs. I never seen such a thing. Okay, the pig is bust wide open. Everyone is in their zone. Birthday boy is sauce talking too much. Neff is talking to Cain and he asks him, how do you know Mecca? You knew him before Kuwait? So the chef, he's like, he knows what time it is. He said, ladies, time to show the birthday boy some love. So he got Neff to go over with the girls, him and Kanan. But Neff keep on running his mouth. Kanan is calling Mecca to come over and enjoy the entertainment and get a lap dance. And Neff said, oh, leave him out of this. Since we got to New York, he had a hard on for some bitch. Before he could get the rest out, Mecca came out of nowhere and choked Neff ass to sleep. Mecca said, there's a difference between my business and family business. Mecca was so smooth with the shit, okay? It's the next morning and Cain has crashed at Mecca's house. Mecca tells Cain, look, Guap mentioned that Monet took y'all stuff off the streets. So how you gonna sell my shit? And Cain is like, look, not exactly so. Monet wants to run a low-key business, so she runs it through the Steve Urkel ass nigga, but Stansfield. So Mecca can see the resentment in Cain's eyes, so he asked him, you have a problem with him? And Cain just let it out. She doesn't know what he's doing up there. Mecca asked him his name and Cain held back. So Mecca said, look, you don't trust me. I just showed you my whole life. And I don't work with people who don't trust me. No name, there's the door. Go on about your business. Cain said Tariq. Mecca said, cool. You want to have control over him, right? He tells Cain, I'm going to offer you a hand, and I know you're not dumb enough to turn it down. Yes, Cain is dumb enough to do that and more. While all of these things are going on, Zeke is still down at the police station. Detective Whitman is building his case. Now, Zeke was only supposed to be there for questioning, but Zeke's phone is now in evidence, and Carrie is calling Zeke. This starts Whitman up. Whitman goes in the room and he says to Zeke, did you know Jabari Reynolds? Zeke said, no, Professor Curry Dad Williams is my advisor. Zeke is getting nervous and he's trying to protect Carrie. Zeke asks him, can he make a phone call? And Whitman said, it's no need to bother your auntie. You'll be done soon. You're not under arrest. If you corroborate, I'll tell the media that you didn't have anything to do with the murder. Now, I need to know more about you and Carrie. Zeke said, I told you I don't know Carrie like that. And I don't know what's going on. I need to go back to practice. You got my wallet and my phone. Whitman continues to grill Zeke about his involvement with Carrie. And my thing is, he had more evidence that Zeke and Carrie dated than he did that Carrie and Zeke conspired to murder Jabari. At this point, sir, are you jealous because Zeke is giving Carrie the D? Whitman says Jabari found out about Zeke and Carrie wanted to kill him, to shut him up. This makes no sense because, like I said earlier, technically they're both. Whitman put Carrie business all out there. Zeke never knew who she was, such a loose woman. Didn't know that Carrie and Jabari was back on. He was just putting all types of shit in Zeke's head. The devil stays busy because Carrie dad is calling Zeke's phone right now. So Whitman asks again, were you and Carrie together the night of Jabari's murder? And Zeke tells him, no, I was not with Carrie the night of Jabari's murder. Now can I go? Of course, Whitman says no. Tariq found a stash spot and he meets up with him and Brayton meets up with Cain to get the yayo. And Tariq tells Brayton, look, don't pay Cain any mind. We need to stay focused, especially because I have to get this money up for my sister. So Brayton said, I got you. See, this is why I can't get with this show. Because you're trying to sit up here and tell me that Brayton got this state-of-the-art storage locker built into some bricks, and that's all a person got to do is scan their phone to unlock the storage locker. I mean, am I in the wrong business? Should I be selling drugs? Yeah, right. Your ass will be caught the way they track phones and things like that nowadays. I wouldn't trust it. Not having it. Okay, over at Casa Tejada, Monet over there sitting up there Googling Dante, and she finds out that he's a big business guy doing his thing. She was sitting over there reminiscing and thinking about what it could be, I guess, because Diana come in and she asks, Ma, does Daddy know that Cain is back in the business? And Monet loses it. She's like, I'm tired of y'all asking me what Daddy knows. Daddy this and Daddy that. You want to ask Daddy? Go up there and see him yourself. So that's exactly what Diana do. She goes up there to see Lorenzo, and she asks Lorenzo, do you know that Cain is back? And he tells her, of course I do. He tells Diana, listen, business is business. But Cain, he's family, and yes, he always fucked up, but family comes first. And Diana says nothing else. All she do is sit up there and cry. I'm like, why would you even go down there? Child, you know, a kid's got to stay in a child's place. And we know that Diana is going on 30, not 16. She need to stay in a child's place. While Diana was doing that, Miss Monet, a.k.a. Nene, was meeting up with Dante, a.k.a. Mecca. Dante done rented out this nice restaurant, and it's just them two in there. Now, Monet tells Dante that stunt you pulled about them trash cans, that wasn't my mom's house. That was my house, and I have kids, Dante. Dante said, yep, you sure do. And you have a husband that's in prison. And you run a bar. That don't sound like nothing that you wanted to do. That wasn't a plan for yourself. Monet said, look, it's been 24 years. What do you want? Dante said when they was together that he got roped up. And he went away and got himself together and became the man that Monet said that he always could be. And now, baby, I'm back. Monet said, you running the whole place out. That import and export business must be doing great. So Dante said, yeah, I see you did your research. Monet said, well, shit, you did your research on me, looking me up under my married name. Dante said, well, yeah, nothing was coming up under Nene. Monet said, yeah, because she is gone of the past. Monet gathered her things and she's like, look, I gotta go. I got places I need to be. Dante said, hold up. I just want to take you somewhere. Hold on. Can an old friend take you somewhere? And Monet said, I don't know if we're old friends. Dante said, well, if we're not old friends, what the fuck are we? Monet looks at Dante and she like, you knew I would call you, didn't you? And he just busts out laughing. Yeah, Monet was going to call. Back at Stansfield, Tate is trying every simping ass way to get with Carrie. He come in her office and he's like, what's the Wi-Fi passcode again? Carrie see the shit for what it is, and she's like, Tate, the password is written right in your office on your wall. Tate keeps on trying. So while he keep on simping, doing the most for a little bit of pussy, Whitman comes in and he asks to speak to Carrie alone. Tate goes in his office. Whitman tells Carrie that Zeke is down at the station, and Carrie asks him, are you charging him with anything? Whitman tells Carrie, Zeke said that you two were not together the night of Jabari's murder. Did you put him up to kill Jabari, or did he find this out on his own? Curry said, you must have confused him. And I know that you want to pin this on me that I killed Jabari, and you're taking this too personal. But neither me or Zeke had anything to do with Jabari's murder. Whitman said, I know what you are capable of, Curry. And I'm like, what? Tell us, because all we know that Curry is guilty of is being a hoe. Jumping on everybody's pole, not murder. Okay, let us know what she has done. He tells her, just know that he won't rest until he has put cuffs on the both of them. This man is obsessed. Back in the dorms, Rashonda, Lauren, and Sierra is talking, and Sierra is trying to decide which media outlet she's going to pitch this video of Zeke getting arrested to. Lauren starts to freak out and like, oh my God, no, you can't do that. How do you know that Zeke is going to be okay? And Brashonda's like, girl, calm down. Zeke ain't no Aaron fucking Hernandez. He ain't do shit. He will be fine. Miss Sierra, what was you doing in Zeke's room, Miss Girl? Now, Sierra thought that Lauren was trying to slut shame her. And Lauren is like, no, girl, I'm just saying, I don't think that you should be sleeping with no one for a story. Shonda tells Lauren that she needs to take a chill pill because her feelings for Tariq is clearly showing it got her on edge. Lauren said, no, it's not about Tariq. I got to get over that. I just wish he'd tell me how he feel. Shonda tells Lauren, you need to stop worrying about Tariq and hit this weed. And Lauren is like, that's weed? And Brashonda said, yeah, we smoking Lizzos over here. And Lauren said, no, I can't do it. I have a job interview and I may be tested. Lauren gathers her things and she walks out. And when she walks out, Brashonda slips in her drawer a blunt for later. And Sierra's like, that blunt may not calm her down. And she said, yeah, you're right. So she also, it looked like it was some pills she put in Lauren's nightstand. See, this is why you can't show nigga shit. Tariq done turned Lauren's little honeycomb hideout into a space where he can move his product and bring his other hoes. Diana up there meeting him because she want him to connect her with McLean so maybe he can look into her father's case. McLean won't see anyone without a referral. As Diana is leaving, she runs into Lauren, who's coming up the steps, and Lauren is mad. She's like, what the fuck? I show you this spot and you bring your other hoes up here. This is what you do? What's up with you? What's up with us? Tariq said, no, it's not like that. It's just been a lot going on. And his phone just started going off. And Lauren is like, you know what? Never mind. So Tariq is like, no, Lauren, wait, please. I want you to go somewhere with me. Could you go somewhere with me? And his phone was going off because Tate had set up the meeting with him and the social worker. Well, he got the connection for the social worker to allow Tariq some time with Yaz. So Lauren goes with Tariq and he goes to see Yaz. And we know that this makes us as women, this makes our heart melt. So Tariq is getting all the cool points with Lauren right now. They go in and have a visit and they're playing a game. And Yaz is winning and she seems that she likes Lauren. Tariq tells Yaz that they'll be moving together, and Yaz is like, yes. And she's like, and mom can come too. And Tariq tells her like, no, not right now. And Yaz is like, yes, we'll be together and maybe Lauren can come through as well. And she says, is Lauren your girlfriend? Well, Tariq spins that question, of course. But Tariq he can't be a boyfriend to anyone right now. He has too much going on. Tariq gets Lauren to distract the social worker while he sneaks a phone inside of this teddy bear that he gives Yaz to use just in case of an emergency, which I think that was an awesome idea because you just never could be too sure in these types of situations. All types of shit happens to children. After they leave Yaz, Lauren is feeling all mushy inside and she's like, thank you for showing me that. And I guess it would. Tyreek showed a personal side to her. He's opening up to her in her eyes. But child, you better pump your brakes with Tyreek. Tyreek said, yeah, I just wanted to show you that I wasn't bullshitting and stuff. I got a lot of stuff going on. Trying to be all smooth and stuff. This makes Lauren melt, and they is kissing and getting it in. And one thing leads to another, and they do what grown folks do, finally, okay? So while they're off doing that, Miss Nene and Mr. Dante is taking helicopter rides around the city, okay? And I don't know how long Lorenzo been locked up, but you can tell that this made Monet feel romantic. It was giving her something that her soul needed. Her man all in jail and can't never treat her right, treat her out to something nice, and things that she want to do, especially at a particular age. You want that. You don't have time to be on ice while your man locked in the cage. No. Although I do understand this is the lifestyle that she chose, and that don't come with a small price to pay. Anyway, Monet is in bliss. The whole time Zeke is burning her phone up, but she can't hear him because she is flying above the cell phone towers, honey. I don't know about above the cell phone towers, but she's high in the sky. And when she comes down, she finally gets all the messages that Zeke had left her to come on down, that he's down the precinct. And she's like, oh, shit, I gotta go. So Dante sees the worry in her face, and he's like, can I help? And Monet said, no, nigga, I got to go. Bye. Same time, Tyreek is getting an alert on his phone. He opens the alert, and it's a viral video of Zeke getting arrested. Tyreek said, oh, shit, I got to go. Zeke is getting arrested. And Lauren is like, huh? Oh, I knew about that. He's like, what you mean you know about that? Zeke get arrested or get expelled from school, I get put out. That's a part of my deal as being here. So Lauren is like, huh? What that got to do with anything? She was like, damn, I didn't even know. And she feels sorry. Tyreek realized that Lauren didn't know. How would she know that Tyreek has to keep Zeke at bay and out of trouble? He apologized to Lauren and tell her that he'll holler at her later, and runs on out the door. Tyreek always got his road runners on. He got the run. He got the go. He also gets in contact with McLean to go down there and take care of things. When Monet gets down to the police station, she sets that motherfucker off. And she grabs Zeke up out of there. They trying to tell her. She like, look, if you don't want to lose your badge, you better get the fuck out of my way. She runs into McLean. McLean tells her, look, she said, who the hell hired you? McLean said, look, if you don't want to run into that angry mob, you just best to take the back door and let me handle it from on the outside. And that's what she do. She let McLean handle it from the back door, the front door. She takes Zeke out the back door. Now in the car, she's asking Zeke, what's going on? What got you down here? And she like, he's like, Jabari's murder. And she like, well, what that got to do with you? And he like, Carrie was fucking Jabari. And she's like, look, I told you that you gotta leave that messy bitch alone. You out here getting this shit over community pussy. Zeke tells Monet, look, I didn't say anything. I didn't know what to do. I was calling you. You didn't answer the phone. So I gave them Ramirez PDA card. And oh, fuck. What do you mean you gave him the card? You gave him the card? And Zeke is like, that's what you told me to do. Didn't you tell me to do that? Is something wrong with Ramirez? And Monet just had to look at Zeke for him to know. And Zeke went off. Now, this part was hilarious because how he was going off. And to me, I don't think it's that his acting is bad. I think that Zeke, his character is so clueless. And just how it came out, if that's how it came out, it came out excellent to me, because he just was going off talking about how Monet always saying that, he got to be protected, but she don't show him anything. She don't tell him anything so that he could protect himself. And he's like, this is my life that you're fucking with. Monet apologizes, and she tells Zeke that she's going to make it right. And she just ought to. She treats Zeke like he's a baby. treats him like he's stupid, which he does act very clueless. She does need to inform Zeke on more stuff than she do, just so he'll know and stay protected. He know the code of silence. He has not yet said anything to incriminate himself or the family. Well, before this, Brayden has been doing side deals with Cain, and he meets up with him, and Cain bring him back what he made, and Brayden is like, shit, he's still 8K short. So Kanan had a conversation with Dante earlier, Mecca. And Mecca told him that the way to get to Tariq is through Brayden. So Cain is trying to manipulate Brayden any way that he can to get to Tariq. So he's been doing little deals with Brayden, earning his trust with Brayden. So he brings Brayden the product back. It's 8K short. Cain is like, look, you need to work with me. 8K is lunch money. You can make that. That'll be nothing. Brayden said, no, we trying to stay straight. We trying not to do the street stuff. And here go Cain. He's teasing Brayden, talking about, yeah, listen to your daddy Tariq. Tells Brayden, I don't have no time for this. You want to keep listening to Tariq? Go on. It's your choice. So he gets in the car, and Brayden, right now, he's thinking about it. He's like, shit, I did trust him. He came through. He did what he said. This was 2 times already. So he said, you know what? I'm going to roll with you. Okay. He hops up in the car with Cain to see what Cain is talking about, what type of work he's getting into. But Caden gets a text, and he's like, look, we gonna have to change this. Emergency came up. But he tells Brayden to leave his bag and he'll flip it later. And again, Brayden is like, I don't know if I could do that. Cain don't have time for that. He tells him to get out his car and figure that shit out on the curb. And now Brayden is put to the test, and he's like, shit, fuck it. I'm going to go on and trust him. He gives Kanan the bag and trusts that he'll bring back the money later. Brayden is so hard up for the thrill that he can't see the snake standing right in his face. What a dummy. Cain gets to the house where Monet is holding a family meeting, and she tells Cain that if Zeke goes down for this Ramirez shit, that it's going to be his ass. Cain is like, oh, I gotta fix it. And she's like, nigga, I'm going to fix it. You always fucking shit up. When Monet leaves out, Cain asks, well, who the fuck told him to use the PBA card? And Diana said, that's the thing. She told him, but when you shot and killed the nigga, she never asked him to get it back. So Cain is like, oh, she want to blame it on me. No, Cain never wants to take accountability for shit. If you wouldn't have shot the nigga and killed him, none of this shit would have been going on right now. At least not Ramirez part of it all. Cain's stupid ass take his ass down to Stanford, and he knocks the shit out of Tariq, talking about, that was your plan? You trying to let Zeke go down because he was fucking his professor? So Zeke is like, what are you talking about? How I was supposed to know that he fucking her? Tariq said he sent McLean down there to handle things out, but little did he know that Zeke had already pulled out the Ramirez PDA card. And so Tariq is like, why the fuck would he do that? Cain said because he didn't know that Ramirez was dead. And now Zeke can get jammed for both bodies. This was your idea to link both of them together. But let me tell you this. If he get caught out there, I'm coming. It's going to all fall back on you. This shit is all coming back on you. Ramirez, Jabari, all that shit. Tariq said, nah, chill. All of us is going to be safe. I'm going to be safe. You going to be safe. We all going to be safe. McLean going to handle this. Cain said, nah, nigga, we ain't safe. And especially not you. Diana met with McLean and Sachs. And basically they told her that her father had the best representation back then, and really it's nothing that they can do for her. If they find anything, that they'll be in contact with her mother. And Diana's like, no, don't contact my mother. Thank you. Okay. So Sachs was happy to send her off, and McLean is like, look, you forgetting why we in business. Sachs is concerned about, representing a criminal like Renzo Tejada. And McLean look at clients as such as a revolving door of money because they're going to keep needing representation. And when Sax links back up with his bae that he pillow talks with and get information from, she's talking and she's like, yeah, she tells us that a crooked state's attorney or cop, I'm not sure, Lorenzo Tejada case was one of his. And usually when it's any type of scandal in the justice system, whatever court cases that state's attorney or that judge or maybe any of those in the higher ups had preside over, their cases most of the time gets dismissed just because of their corruption. So Sachs get a light bulb and he calls McLean. He texts McLean like, look, we can get Lorenzo Tejada out of jail. Oh my goodness. It looks like Lorenzo is coming home. I didn't know he was going to come home, y'all. Braden meets up with Cain, and Cain keeps his word, which Cain probably just put that extra money in that bag just to win favor with Braden. And he got two girls with him. He's trying to tempt Braden to come with him. You know, Braden has to meet up with Tariq with the extra money so he can get that LLC. So Tyree can get Yaz and everything can get rolling for him to get custody of Yaz. Braden is happy that Cain kept his word, but he's like, he's trying to get Braden to come, and Braden's like, no, I have to go with Tariq. He's like, oh no, you gotta go meet up with your daddy. You gotta go meet up with your daddy. It's tempting, but Braden keeps his word. He meets up with Tariq. Tariq is pleased. He's like, yes, you came through. You kept your word. Do you have the 30,000? Yes, he does. Braden is trying to talk to Tariq about working with the streets, and Tariq cuts him off. He was like, didn't I tell you that we not fucking with him? We have to keep our head on straight. Tariq dismisses that shit just as fast as it came out of Braden's mouth, and Braden just doesn't understand. Ash comes out with the LLC, and he gets Braden to sign as president of the LLC, and we have a business going and running so that Tariq can get the paperwork that he needs to get custody of Yaz. Tariq is just like his father. Like, he does not tell his right hand everything that his left hand is doing, which that can be a bad thing. I think he needs to school Braden more on Cain. He needs to know, Braden needs understanding. He's so excited about this and he's ready to be out here in these streets. Tariq needs to tell him the truth about it. And I don't know about this LLC. I think it's going to come back to bite somebody in the ass, but it could help as well. But I don't know. We will see. And that's where the bullshit ends for this episode. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye. Because you